Hello, fellow degenerate old school players, and welcome back to the Orb. Today we have a game of Swedish old school. First deck up is put together by Matt. He's on Twiddle Vault, a little brew of his own. Of course, there's many of them out there. I love the Kismet that sits in there. What a terrible card, but it's so powerful in this. I don't think it can see much play elsewhere. But here it is. Obviously, he's running 4 Twiddles, 4 Time Vaults, 4 Boomerangs, 4 Stasis, 4 Howling Mines, a package of Moxes, Lotus, Chaos Orb, Factories are his main win condition. Power Sinks will tap you out. Mana Drain will shoot him ahead. And he's trying to draw through as many cards as possible, as quick as possible, so he can just lock the game down and send you on your way. I've wanted to build this deck for a long time. I haven't put it together, mostly just because of the cost of the Time Vaults. I have other things that I want to play with first, I guess. So Matt did a fantastic job putting this together. And next we'll take a look at my Swedish deck. And here is my Swedish old school deck. I did want to play this for the Winter Derby, but kind of chickened out at the last minute. I thought I'd see a lot of the same of what I'm playing out there. Suchi is obviously very powerful, 4 colorless for 4/4 vanilla, and if it does not damage you, great, right? No mana burn in Swedish, so Suchi lives on as just a 4 for a 4/4. I don't think it can really be beat. The closest thing would be Urnum. 3 and a green for a 4/5. Slightly higher on the toughness. A hair bit harder to kill. Side Blast doesn't do it anymore. But with the Urnum, you're giving out Forest Walk. And if you're low on life, that's a dangerous game. If they just have Factory, no big deal. Obviously doesn't hit the Factory, but if they have anything else on the board and they're eating away, chipping away at your life total, with Urnum out, you see 0 very quickly. My deck also has 3 Savannah Lions that are great threat left late in the game. If we trade back and forth, and I never mind pulling a Savannah Lions on my 20th or 25th card because I feel like at that point, hopefully I've taken control. I'm a little bit further ahead, I've drawn more cards, and the Lions can start chipping away. Full package of removal in the form of Swords to Plowshares, 3 Disenchants and Divine Offering. Divine Offering is also great. Obviously, you can gain up some of your own life. I expect to see, again, a plethora of Suchis in Swedish. So, late game, throw one of those out there, get you back in the game, or give you an extra turn. 2 books for card draw, card advantage. Most of the power package. I don't own a Lotus. I don't own a Time Twister, so you won't see those in my decks until the day comes that I do. Counter spells, and then it's kind of a toolkit after that, right? What most people have to win out games. There's a Fireball, a Demonic Tutor, a Mind Twist, Brain Geyser, Wheel of Fortune to get you back in the game in case you've been Mind Twisted. Balance, if they have a quick start. Always great to see a balance. So, let's get off to the game. And here we're off to game number 1. Some Swedish old school. I lead with a Tundra and a Savannah Lions, and pass with 5. That plays a Ruby and a very aggressive Strip Mine, take out my Tundra. I come in for 2 and drop a Sea before I do Underground Sea. Put mana on 18 and pass. This was a Saturday night, so we enjoyed a few adult beverages while we threw down some cards. Always fun. I send in the Savannah Lions for another 2, put him on 16. He plays another Factory. That's going to probably start shutting my Lions down. I miss a land drop, but I play a Mox and a Chaos Orb. Oh, Matt misses land drop. That's not good. I play a factory. More pressure on the board, but staring back at 2 factories, not a good answer. He draws a Soul Ring and plays it. I activate my Chaos Orb. And we're going to flip an orb. Here we go. I'm going to decide my target. And it's a hit. Factory is down. One of his is. I just pass, though. I guess I could bluff attack, but hate for him to block. I know he's low on land, too. If he blocks, he's just going to take out probably my factory or my Savannah Lions. I pass with 7. Wow. And we can see his blue deck is just discarding cards. We're both stuck. You hate to see it happen, but at least it's happening equally here. I discard a Fireball. I mean, he's down a Boomerang and a Twiddle. Oh, there we go. That's an answer. He's got a Loa, so he's going to start chewing through cards till he finds some blue mana. Oh, and I drop another Mishra's Factory and send my one that's been on the board in. Time to do some work. I pump him. That's going to take 3 and go down to 13. Oh, no. I think Matt drew there. I think he's pounding his fist on the table because he still hasn't hit a blue source. That's tough. And he's got to discard 2 cards. So a Stasis and a Twiddle go down. Wow. I think we have some discussion here about statistically how many mana sources we should have seen by now. I finally see one here in the form of a City of Brass. I send my factory in for another 3. Pass on to Matt. He's drawing. Thinking his deck, you have to play in order. It's a very it'd be frustrating for me to play. Let's put it that way. I need a lot of reps with it, just like any other deck, but even more so. Right, 1 or 2 missteps. Granted, this is old school, casual, and friendly, but you start casting cards and get a few cards in, and then think, oh man, I should have played it in this order. It's kind of tough to go way back and say, I need to start over. Anyways, he found another factory and has to pitch another card. Wow, he still doesn't have blue. Regrowth goes to the bin. I find another white source. Not that really it's that needed. As I have a city on the board, I guess my Serra Angels. I send in a factory. He's activating. He blocks and pumps. Looks like I respond to the pump with a Swords to Plowshare. And oh, yeah. His factory's gone from the game. He's going up to 13. I'm still on 20. He still doesn't have a mana source of any color he needs. Oh, there it is. There's an island. So my clock is has begun. He's got his blue source. And he's got, I'm sure, a handful of all the cards he needs. There's one. There's an Ancestral. Ooh. Respond back with a counterspell. 2 blue open with that city. I take a point, go to 19. He's tapping the Lotus and a Soul Ring. And looks like he's going to power sync that counterspell. So he does get his cards after all.
I'm stuck losing a counterspell. He won that war, and I'm tapped out. The place that you don't want to be when you play against this deck ever is tapped out. Because before too long, all my shit will stay tapped pretty much for the rest of the game, and he'll start doing gnarly things for a long period of time. I think he's still trying to decide how he wants to use the rest of his mana from that Lotus. This is the part I was talking about, really sequencing out your cards for best effect. He's got a Boomerang. Oh, he's putting me back a land drop, making a factory disappear. He's tapping 2 for a Chaos Orb of his own. Oh, he's passing. Wow, okay. So that Boomerang just slowed down the bleeding. I have to replay the factory. I won't have 2 attacking creatures. I mean, with his deck, I think he knows deep down, hey, I'm still safe, unless he's got something wild coming after me this turn. Like, I drop a Lotus and 3 bolts, which obviously isn't going to happen. Ooh, disenchant his Chaos Orb. So no Orb Flip. Call it off. Orb Flip canceled. But good for me. This is our first game. Really that disenchant probably should have been saved for something else, but who knows what I still add up in my hand. I still have 4 cards left. Maybe I wanted to get out one last threat. He is down to 8 now. I did get in for 5. He's turning. He's dropping a Time Vault, which is what he needs. He says, hey, look, I got a Twiddle to go with it, so I'm having fun this turn. I'll be taking another one after it. And I have more things to do. So here's Matt. Matt's dropping a Howling Mine and taking his extra turn with the Time Vault. So and so 2 cards from his draw, 1 from the Howling Mine, 1 for his draw, and then a 3rd for the Loa. He's dropping a 2nd Time Vault. And a Stasis. Oh, that's terrible. So I have a City and a Underground Sea untapped. I get 2 cards. A Loa of my own. Yes, I printed that one out. I only own 1. I always have about a half a dozen decks built. So some of them come off the computer. There we go. I think I'm back up to 7. He untapped a Time Vault. It was nice enough to give me an extra turn. So I am hitting with a few lands. He is on 8, but okay, I'm drawing again, trying to get further ahead. Drop a factory. I just need a threat on board. And really, I mean, in case we haven't discussed it before, I hear Serra Angel's okay, because Stasis, I can just keep attacking through it when he gives me turns. I did come up with somewhat of an answer, or at least I won't say answer. I divined offering his Howling Mine, so he can only draw 1 card a turn. But things are looking more and more bleak for me. He just cast a Boomerang. The video cut for a second. He cast a Boomerang, set the Stasis back up, so he is now untapped with 2 untapped Time Vaults. He's staring at 3 turns if things go poorly. And I have 1 untapped factory. So things aren't going so poorly to begin with. He just casts off a Recall. Looks like he's getting 2. I think he's trying to decide how many cards he wants back. I mean, in case you don't know what a gun sounds like cocking, this is it right now. He is just loading up the death that's going to come. And honestly, I don't know how he's what his win condition is. So I do want to play out the rest of this. Normally I think I'd be scratching my head and saying, okay, that's been fun. Thank you. I've seen enough. But these decks do have different win conditions. Some of them try and brain geyser you or fireball you. Some of them try and come through with factories or elephants. I've seen all kinds of weird win conditions. And then some of them play Black Vice, which I like the Vice. And man, he is just tapping a ton of lands here. Going off, looks like he drew 5, maybe more off the Brain Geyser. He drops another Mock in his City of Brass. Oh, nope, never mind. Looks like he retracted that for another island. He's dropping a Kismet. Oh, man. So I haven't seen a Kismet in one of these in a while. Maybe they are more often than I know. I don't play a ton of Swedish. This deck is, I know, very popular over there. In the Swedish format. Played in Europe a lot. Wow, there goes. Another Howling Mine. He's still got another turn sitting around. That was another Twiddle he just threw down. So I'm still waiting to see what his plan is. Oh my gosh. I think he's up to recall for... I don't even know how many he's getting. Oh, just 2 more. 2 more Twiddles. Okay, well, I thought I wanted to see his win condition, but we can only go so far. I conceded, picked him up. This is game number 2. Matt does take a mulligan. Looks like down to 6. I'm on the play. Start with a Sapphire and a City Brass. 2 blue up. It's always good. He knows I have counter spells because I did get one off last game. And he doesn't care. He throws out a Howling Mine. Got to get his pieces down. I draw 2. There we go. Divine Offering. So I'm going to gain 2. I get a card ahead from him playing a Howling Mine. And I take out a piece of the combo. So, good crackback by me. Oh, he's throwing around a Strip Mine again, super early. And another Howling Mine. Okay. I think he knows my deck's a little greedy on different colored spells. Play out a Factory and a Ruby. After drawing 2. Oh, another Disenchant. Well, another Howling Mine down, I should say. Disenchant out of me. That throws down a Regrowth. Oh my gosh. Strip Mine eats the Factory. Strip Mine's being overworked. I respond back with Span Alliance. He takes his turn, still on just 2 land. He doesn't care. He plays a Time Vault. I drop a Mox and come in for 2 with the Lions. He's down to 18. There's 2 more. Oh, he untapped his Time Vault. So he's got a Time Walk on the table anytime he wants it. He is down to 16, but I don't have any more threats to follow. He draws, doesn't have anything. Oh, there we go. Strip Mine of my own. Seeing how far back he is, he's got a Twiddle in hand, so he's got 2 turns he can use. So his only blue source is gone again. It was tough for him to find one last game. I swing in for 2 and put him down to 14. He's going ahead and just drawing 2 cards. He needs another blue source. He knows it. Wow, he's far behind. He's far behind, but I'm not doing anything to make this game disappear. Swinging with the Lions, he goes down to 12. He's got a blocker now on the table. He plays a Mishra's Factory and passes back to me. I crack back in for 2 with the Lions. He animates that factory. Oh, brutal. I give him 2 life and discard his Swords to Plowshares. His factory is vaporized from the game. Wow, draw go. He's now down to 10. I came in again with the Savannah Lions. Oh, boy. I drop a Serra Angel and pass to him. He finds a City of Brass. Taps it. Twiddles his Time Vault so he can take another turn. Uh-oh, he's doing things now. He's just played a Time Twister. That's not good. I do have him on 8. I have 6 damage I can deal, so he's got 2 turns if he doesn't get an answer. But that can be an eternity for me watching his deck. When you play against Twiddle Vault, sometimes you think you're like, oh, there's nothing in the way. I'm just going to win. They're not doing anything, and then next thing you know, they start drawing cards and taking turns. And you just get to watch. So he does pass. He plays an island. I hit another Mox and a land of my own. Send in the team for 6. Oh, and I put a Divine Offering on his Time Vault. That means another piece is missing. He's going down to 2 life. He plays a Loa. A Howling Mine. This is not looking good for Matt. Oh, there we go. Time Walk, I counterspell. And that's it. He knows it's over for him. So we're now 1-1. Game 2 went very quickly. And on to Game 3. And here is game number 3. Matt leads with a factory. Pass. Have Jet, Sapphire, Soul Ring, Lions. Okay, so I have 4 in hand to pass. Immediate threat on the table, but he does have that factory down. He draws and passes back to me. I swing in for 2 with the Lions. We're 1-1 here, so Matt's just taking the 2 to begin with. Doesn't want to lose that factory. He knows I have a lot of removal on my deck. I pass to him with no follow-up. He drops an island and then passes back to me. Swing him for 2 again with the Savannah Lions. He's down to 16. Oh, I balance. Ouch. He has 3 lands down, so if he lets us go, which I think he's just running power sinks at this point. That's all I've seen out of him. I have a Soul Ring open and a City of Brass. I think he's going to lose a couple land here. And some cards. See what he does. He's tapping 2. Oh, Boomerang. Okay. See if he takes back one of his own lands at this point. Oh, no, he sends back my Soul Ring so he can keep an extra card. I do lose my Savannah Lions. So I'm down 2. He loses 2 land. Oh, and I immediately Ancestral. Okay. It's me doing some mean trickery. This guy's some mean shit, though. He drops an island and passes. Stick a factory down on my own, a Soul Ring again. Tapping a lot of shit. Oh, Sarah Angel. Nice. Okay, power sync for 1. That does have an answer. Sarah Angel to the bin. I still have 5 in hand. That plays a City of Brass. He's tapping things. Drops a Howling Mine. Passes to me. I play Tundra. A Divine Offering on that Howling Mine. Wow, I'm a lot of cards up on him right now. I mean, that's typically what the outcome of the game is. Gets more cards in hand. Through their hand. Swinging for 2 with the Factory. He's at 14. He plays a Soul Ring. And a Time Twister. Oh, I counterspell. That hurts. He does want to get a bunch of cards through his hand. Come in for 2 again with the Factory. And I play Savannah Lions. That's tapping 2 for a Stasis. Oh, counterspell. Wow, that was big. I get to go again. Everything untaps. It's not looking good for him. I do get a Loa down with only 3 cards in hand. He plays a Boomerang on my Factory, which means I can't even replay it. I do put him down to 8 life. He was on 10. I take that back. He was on 12. He had to tap 2. Both City of Brasses took 2 damage. Pass back to him, and he wheels. Well, got rid of that Factory. Good thing I played that Loa. That'll let me tap to draw immediately. Sometimes you want to keep the Loa back and not let the other player know you have it. And wait till you draw your 8th card, drop it down, get a card immediately. Other times you want to make sure it's out in the battlefield. In play. Matt's still looking at his new 7. Plays a Lotus. I think he was thinking, I know he was thinking for a long time. Getting back to that sequencing, I just went ahead and drew with my Loa. He's got a Demonic Tutor. I'm sure he's got to be thinking no longer needing to push the game later down the road. He needs to get on the path to victory. He's at 6 life. He's got an Ancestral. Wow, I got another counterspell. That's big. Had a Tundra and a City untapped. I'll take a point, go to 15 gladly, so he doesn't get those 3 cards. There's a Strip Mine. He's taking away my Loa. Dealt with that last Factory because he sent it away with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, he's cracking the Lotus. We have a Orb Flip, and it's a hit. Savannah Lions is down. 1 threat taken care of. He does pass back to me. He's all tapped out. Drop a Ruby. I do have 1 Fireball in this deck. A new City. And a Suchi. Okay. Suchi's a solid performer. I still have 5 land untapped, or 5 mana sources, I should say. And I do show him I have a Mishra's Factory down there. I don't want to hide that away. He's recalling for 1. Dropping a City of Brass. He's going to play Ancestral. Okay, he's digging. Playing Ancestral. So it's 3 cards to get 3, but all you need to do is just dig through that library. Tapping 2 cities, so he's going down to 4. He's boomeranging Suchi. Okay. Went through a lot of cards. Only pushed it off for, well, another couple turns maybe. I come in for 2 with the factory. He goes down to 2. I play Suchi again. This is his do or die turn. Kismet, okay. That's alright, but he still has to deal with the Suchi. And a pass, okay. Let's see if he has a twiddle or 2. Oh, wow, he does. Look at this. 2 twiddles. Oh, my gosh. So, he's alive and well at 1. I shouldn't say well, but he's alive at 1. That's all that matters. I drop an Underground Sea and pass. Oh, no. I'm digging through my graveyard. I think about all I have is a regrowth. Oh, you know, I guess my other options, maybe I'm looking for that fireball, making sure I didn't discard it earlier in that wheel. Oh, he has nothing. Oh, yep. So I had a wheel of my own. I think the question was, do I fire it off, give him 7 fresh cards, and possibly another turn if I don't hit that fireball, just to do that last 1 damage. Chose not to. That way you only had 1 card and 1 more turn. So yeah, I got the best of that one by the skin of my teeth, 2-1 against Twiddle Vault. Thanks for watching.